All right. Jeff Co here, and welcome to another episode of Show Notes. Doing these ugly little videos that are taking me quick with no edits whatsoever, giving you a show notes on Momentum Monday, episode 14 of Marketing Strategy Lab. So if you haven't checked out Marketing Strategy Lab, make sure you go to marketingstrategylab.com/014 to check it out. And it's actually about Momentum Monday. And Momentum Monday, all what we talked about is our actual strategy to get to a six-figure monthly recurring income revenue in 12 months for our show, the blog, and our consulting business. Now, a couple things as I'm recording these show notes is actually we've changed actually some of that strategy that we talked about. Why? Is because as we discovered some of the challenges that we faced, we ended up saying, hey, you know what, this probably is not the best way to actually physically reach that goal. So, in business, that happens quite a lot, right? Where you have this goal that's out here and you're trying to get there, and you have to kind of zigzag to actually get there. So we're not. But other things I want to talk about in the show notes is I got an email, right, from someone talking about, Jeff, why do you use the word Interweb? You sound like an old professor from 1990s, 1995 talking about that. And the reason why I do that is this, okay? It's called a pattern interrupt. And I say it without actually not, stuttering or giggling and laughing, is because I'm trying to talk to some of the older generation people, right? So I say that. But again, it's the internet, but interweb can be used interchangeably, right? Interweb marketing, internet marketing, who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? English is my second language anyway, so I got an excuse to make up words and say things that doesn't make sense. But it doesn't really matter, okay? But the point is, we are on course to hit hit our goals that we had in place for the first 30 days, okay? And that had absolutely nothing to do with income, but all had to do with the actions that we had in place, and it's actually working fairly well. And as I stated on some of our other shows, that we have made a change in our show, is that we're no longer going to be doing a 7-day show. The reason being is our consulting business is taking off like crazy, and we're very busy right now. We're trying to make sure that we have the infrastructure set up correctly, so that way our clients get all the actual stuff that they want done completed, okay? Now, okay, with that being said, one of the most important thing that I want you to take away from Momentum Monday on this episode is that when you have a small goal, okay, and for us this is kind of like a mediocre, I think, goal, because consulting is very labor intensive, and I don't necessarily want to grow this consulting business to like a Fortune 500 consulting business. No, I just wanted to have it with a select handful of people, get it to where I needed to get it to seven figures, and be able to parlay that into other business ventures that I want to get into. I have a lot of ambitious things and things that I want to get into, especially in the tech world, and especially in like app development. Those are one of the areas that I want to get into. So, but the point is this, is that you got to be crystal clear on what your end goal is, okay? And you got to have an exit, because a lot of times some people have these little, I want to say little, but goals, right? This very ambitious goal, and nothing's wrong with that, okay? Absolutely nothing's wrong with having big goals, okay? But okay, you got to have an action plan behind it, so that way you can go execute and start taking the next step each and every time, so that way you can keep on doing that, and as you get there you can parlay into different stuff. And as most things in life, things change, right? Life circumstances changes, people change, and sometimes you lose passion for certain things, I don't know, or the market changes, like same thing example here is people ask me all the time, they say, hey Jeff, I know that you're doing this kind of stuff, and I know that you're getting more into the consulting side. Why? I know that you've been in the real estate development area, and I know you've been very successful, and you've been doing consulting there as well. And I tell them, it's like, this is something that I wanted to do, consulting, for a very long time. I wanted to do it 3-4 years ago, but I just never did it. Why? Is because I thought I never have time for it. And as I analyzed and looked at my life, and I said, okay, if I don't make time for it now, when am I ever going to make time? Okay, that's one. And then the other portion is this, is that real estate is a cycle, okay? Meaning that it's up and down. Anyone knows that anything about markets, right? people know what happened in 2007, right? The market came crashing down, and it was a very, very painful one. I actually lived on a couch for a long time trying to recover, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And, thank you so much for my brother, because he allowed me to actually sleep on the couch. So it was awesome. But I never quit and got back into it and built it back up. And, the signs are loud and clear that, we're coming to an end of another cycle. And I don't want to be anywhere near the top. Some of the other investors I've talked about, they're like, oh my God, the regular people are coming in, the majority. We're about to see a huge price swing that's going to go up. We're about to make a lot of money. I'm just like, you know what? You have the stomach for it, go do it. I don't want to be anywhere near it, because I don't want to lose everything that I have actually built all the way to this time. So the point is, again, just be very strategic. And you hear me say this on every single thing, every single show, that majority of the time in your business, if you're struggling, you're trying to grow your business, you're not making the money you want, it's not a tactical problem, okay? It's a strategy problem, okay, that you have in your business. Again, I'll say it again. If you're having cash flow issues in your business, of lack of cash flow or no cash flow at all, it's not a tactic problem, okay? Tactics are easy to find. Solutions are everywhere. All you got to do is Google it and you can find it, okay? But it's a strategy problem on how to execute that, or there's better ways to do it, right? And that's what you need to figure out to do, okay? It's a prime example. I had a conversation literally today with a particular individual. We were talking about real estate related stuff, and then he told me about what he wanted to do is to get in the information business and to create these little mini products. And I asked him, I said, okay, so how are you planning to do this? And he's all like, well, I'm going to create these little video courses, and then I'm going to go ahead and sell them and buy some traffic to it and then make some money. And I said, really? I said, do you have an email list? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I said, okay, have you asked them what they wanted? And he's like, no, not yet. I just send them, a couple posts that I write, once a month in a newsletter. That's it. And I'm just like, really? I said, I think you're doing this all wrong. He says, whatever my advice is worth here, this is what I would say that you should do. So I broke down, what he should do. One is send an email to his list, ask him, hey, you know what, I'm thinking about creating a course, so what do you want to learn about? And then put it on a survey, right? And then you can literally see your email list, telling you what they want, right? So if they tell you what they want, that's awesome, right? No need to guess. There's been multiple times where I came up with product ideas that I want to do, and I ended up surveying the list, and I was just dead wrong, right? And so I did that, and I told them to do that, and then from there I said, you know what? You creating the product first, I said, I don't think you should do that, because you're going to exert so much energy trying to create it, and what if people don't want it? That's one. But then there's a better way to do it, survey the list, and then once you figure out what they want, I said, run a webinar, and then give them on that webinar great content where they're just like, oh my God, I just love you. And then from there, ask them that, hey, you know what, you're going to do a beta boot camp to say, hey, you're going to be creating a course, and you need some people that are going to go ahead and test it out and give it to them at a great price, right? To what they call, a irresistible offer where they can't say no to. And if you do that, then you can get people to buy, and you get instant income, and then from there you can take that money, roll it into actually creating that product, and now at least that should motivate you because you have some income that you generated, and then create the digital product simultaneously as you record that webinar. So now you have a sales presentation, and then you can roll that for several weeks while you're creating this product, and once the product is created, redo a new webinar and then raise the price, and you're done. Okay, I know that was kind of fast, but the point is, there's multiple ways to do it. You just got to think it through and have a strategy behind it, okay? Again, most businesses struggle because of not tactical problem, but a strategy problem, and that's why you want to make sure that you have one, as I always tell people, as a board advisor, an advisor that is not incentivized by having equity in your company, because once they have that, that means that they're going to be skewed in one way or another versus someone else. I still to this day have a lot of friends outside of my own business that I turn to when I have challenges or even opportunities that other people present to me and says, hey, what are your thoughts on this? And then they give me feedback that I can use as a bouncing board to actually say, hey, this is what I think, this is what I don't think, this is what you think, maybe this is what will work or won't work, right? That kind of stuff. So again, that's what I got for you in today's episode of the show notes for Marketing Strategy Lab Momentum Monday. We are cutting out this episode of Momentum Monday. We're no longer going to be having this show, and we're going to be cutting down our show down from 7 days a week down to actually possibly 2 or 3 a week, and then we're going to do one big show at the end of the month to give you updates on what's been going on internally for our business and some of the clients that we've been working on. But thank you so much for everyone that's been supporting us so far, the comments and reviews that you guys been sending. Keep on doing that. Subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment. I just absolutely would love to hear from you. So this is Jeff Koga, and I am signing out.